Hey, Talo Falava. Leotawa Dr. John Peterson with TE2 Edge Sports Cards here. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm coming at you live and direct from the basement here in Richfield, Minnesota, Twin Cities, Minnesota, Minneapolis area. Hope all is well with you. It's Monday, and thought I would do an episode of Prime Time with TE2. Get this video out there for folks to check out during their evening. We've got a little football on tonight, so maybe you get a little opportunity to take a break in between getting dinner and finishing up work with family and all those family pieces. And before the football game starts, you can watch a little Prime Time with TE2. This episode is ripping more junk wax, I should say. We're going to take a look at opening up this 89 Bowman box of baseball cards. Everybody's favorite comeback edition. The return of Bowman back to the industry and back to the hobby. So looking forward to opening up a box of that. If you haven't had a chance, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also know that I do respond to comments if you are seeing this for the first time. Those of you that make comments, I've got some regulars like Bobo Done Melking, Brent Pearson, Curtis, and a whole slew of other folks here that comment on a regular basis. Really do appreciate those comments. Keep them coming, and I will work my hardest and do my very best to keep things on the positive step. I think some of the best feedback I've gotten was from Brent earlier this weekend. Keep it positive. That's why I like your show. And trying to keep the negativity and the negative vibes down to a minimum. Don't really do rants very frequently. Why would you do a ton of rants that are negative? Keep it positive, man. You're working with cards. I mean, how much better does it get than that? Each day I get an opportunity to work with cards. It's part of my business, which is called TE2 Consulting. You can check us out online at te2consulting.com. And you can also check us out on myslabs.com. Just hit the buttons, hit the keypad that says TE2 and do a search, and you'll pull up all the cards currently we've got. I'll show you real quick. 400 cards listed. Just hit the 400 mark again. Sold a few this weekend, that's why I had to take some off, but recently added a few as well. You can also find us on eBay at RJP2532, but honestly, I haven't done a ton with eBay lately. The fees are just so ridiculously high. I looked at my summary information, and fees for 2022 were 23.9%. And that's inclusive of promotional pieces and also just the regular fees. So then you got taxes on top of that. Boy, I tell you what, makes it hard to make a profit on eBay. I don't know, you guys that do it on eBay on a regular basis, I got to give you props. I'm really pushing my slabs. I like my slabs. Straightforward, easy, no auctions, just straight up offers, listings, counter offers. Got to mail your stuff out within 3 days. You've got to respond to an offer in 24 hours, otherwise the offer goes away. I can't say enough good things about my slabs. So check out myslabs.com if you haven't. Look for TE2. Lots of good product, lots of good slabs. You can find raw, you can find vintage, you can find wax. It's all there on myslabs.com. All right, so without any further waiting, let's dig into this box and see what we produce. All right, let's get into this. I'm going to keep this up actually. Tilt the camera down just a little bit just to get this a little better in view. So those of you that like junk wax, I know you love these videos. It's always fun to see junk wax get opened up. 89 Bowman actually is pretty solid junk wax, all things considered. So we got some gum in these packs. So what we're really looking for is cards that are centered, or cards that are centered like this one. This one looks pretty solid. Do a little pile of set-asides. And we're looking for the Griffey. And first pack, Griffey. So that's That's pretty impressive. Now this one isn't centered like we'd like it, but still a nice card nonetheless. Set that aside. So the first pack produces a Griffey. Maybe we'll have some good luck and pull a couple out in this box. Got my handy dandy 5,000 count box here. Put the cards back into. Don't want to throw them away. So what's new in hobby news? Let's talk a little bit. Tag grading, of course, is a big news event. I don't know. I think their process seems pretty interesting. I watched quite a few episodes of Sports Cards Live with Jeremy Lee, and he had Tag on. He now works for Tag as VP of Development, which is good for Jeremy. I'm happy for him. Sounds like he won't be doing quite as much YouTube content as he has in the past, which is okay. If you're a Jeremy Lee fan and Sports Cards Live fan, come check out TE2 Primetime. Try and fill that gap a little bit. So Tag is out. I think they've got some pretty cool ways of grading cards. There's a Sheffield. Not centered though, so I'm not going to pull it out. So Mike Schmidt. Yeah, so Tag, Arena. This is the Derek Jeter effort. If you haven't heard of Arena, go check it out. I know that Pac-Man did a video recently, just in the last day, regarding Arena. He did an interview piece with Jeter. It's pretty fun for him. Looked like he was having a good time. Looked a little nervous, but that's all right. Understandable. Jeter's your hero. Pac-Man, I guess, was a Yankees fan. Here's a Smoltzy. Yeah, a little wax in the back, though. Yeah, if these aren't centered, I don't typically set them aside. They've got to be centered, otherwise you're just kind of wasting your time. It's good to have a 5,000 count box to put cards into. Let me show you what I got going here. Here's my 5,000 count box. That allows me to quickly put the cards away and store them safely. There's a Glavin. Not centered though. So check out Arena. So there's going to be 2 new card grading companies in the mix now. So right now we've got PSAs on top. They do the most volume. It sounds like they're going to be finishing up their backlog pretty soon, which is good news for those of you that have been waiting for your cards. I can't imagine still having cards in the backlog. It's unheard of, unprecedented. Young Palmero. But hopefully PSA can get through that backlog and start working on the value submissions that people have sent in. I've got, oh boy, 38 cards right now with a group submitter, 3-star sports cards, and waiting on some vintage PSA returns. They're in grading right now, which is a good sign. So PSA, you've got BGS, which kind of is not dormant in the hobby. I mean, their cards still sell, but I don't think there's a ton of people submitting stuff to BGS right now. Of course, you got CSG, which I'm a huge fan of. I did a show this weekend, and a lot of people came to the table because they had not seen CSG slabs before. They'd only seen PSA and SGC and BGS. And the overall consensus that people gave was that they really liked the slabs. I thought the slabs were really high quality. The cards just really popped. Got some good compliments on my display case. Some people actually asked if I had made it, if it was homemade. And I said, no, it's not homemade. It's just a nice case. I like the cases that I got. They're Verani cases. So the name of the brand is called Verani Sports Card Display Cases, V-E-R-A-N-I. Picked it up off of Amazon. And I like the fact that they're light. They use plexiglass, not glass, which can be replaced if need be. They also have dividers in between each of the rows. So there's 4 rows. You could put in basically 8 slabs per row unless you stack them on top of each other a little bit, overlap them, which I didn't do. I just wanted to make sure people had full view of the slabs. So you can do 32 in a case. So I did 1 case of vintage baseball, I did 1 case of football, mostly vintage, and then did a case of nearly all vintage basketball. And that was enough to fill 1 full table at the show. So CSG slabs I priced them at the same comps as PSA. I priced them a little above comps and solds and paid for using Terapeak, Alt, and 130 point. And I would say after the little discount that I gave people, which put the cards pretty much right at or just a little below comps for PSA, all the cards that I sold for PSA related prices. So I didn't have to give a discount because cards were in CSG slabs. And I won't ever do that. Partly because I feel like the CSG slabs are going to be worth more in the long run because they're higher quality. You don't see that very often, a checklist. That's kind of a rarity. Ricky Henderson, this card's always off-centered left to right. So if you're wondering, how did the CSG slabs sell price point wise compared to PSA? CSG slabs sold for PSA prices. That might have not been true 3 months ago, but now people are recognizing that CSG slabs are the highest quality and best quality slabs out in the hobby right now. And I don't even think it's close. I had a couple people who'd never held a CSG slab but were familiar with PSA. I said, have you ever held a CSG slab? They said, no. Well, I was like, you want to check one out? Excuse me. You want to check one out? You want to hold one? So I gave them a CSG slab. I said, oh, this is nice. And then I gave them a PSA slab. And I said, which one do you like better? Just based on pure looks and feel. And almost to a person, they said CSG. Now, of course, PSA has the resale value market. One up on CSG for sure. But that's true of any grading company other than PSA. PSA's just been around for a long time and they've graded more cards. Their registry is more robust. So that's not really anything you can compete with, but the quality of the slab, that's undeniable. CSG all the way. So I did sell a few PSA slabs, but mostly CSG slab cards. Sold a 56 Jackie Robinson in a CSG 3. Sold that for $200 and then got a PSA 6 nice Steve Carlton rookie card. So it was a cash and trade type deal. What else? CSG. So you got PSA, BGS, CSG. You got SGC. So another grading company that is well known. Right now, their turnaround times are very quick. I'm hearing people getting their cards back in a week or less, and their price point is $30, which I think is a little bit high, considering that PSA is now doing bulk at 22, although it's only up to $199 value. Anything over $199 in value is going to cost you an upcharge, which I think is pretty ridiculous if you ask me. Charging people more to get the card graded just because it's worth more, I think is stupid. But that's the way PSA makes its money, and they've got the market in many ways dominated because they have so much of the market share. That's why it's good to promote other grading companies like SGC and CSG. I don't really work with HGA. Don't know too much about them. Never even held a slab of HGA. I've never even seen an HGA slab in person, so can't really say much about that. What else? So you got Tag, they're new. You've got Arena, which is new. So that really gives us 6 different grading companies. The pocket's pretty good. So there's PSA, BGS, CSG, SGC. If you want to count HGA, you can do that. HGA, Tag, and now Arena. And there are some other ones too, but those are the main ones that I'm familiar with. Excuse me. Tilt this up just a little bit. Get the screen a little better. So, what else? That's the big news. Arena, Tag, PSA, bulk orders going down to 22, which I think is, yeah, it's okay. I think they should have gone down to 18, frankly. I think people appreciated the gesture of going down to 18 in July. This is a nice Bo Jackson. A little bit top to bottom though. Take that out though. Bows sell well. Just sold a Bo Jackson yesterday on my slabs. A 1990 score Bo card. Sold it for 50 bucks. So we'll do a prime time here. This is part 1, which is Rip and Junk Wax, 1989 Bowman baseball. There's another checklist. And then we'll do a part 2, Rip and Junk Wax. And I'll take a look at ripping another different box of junk wax. Just thinking of maybe tying into a box of 1993 Flair as part 2 of this episode of Primetime with TE2, Rip and Junk Wax. Some junk wax fanatics out there, I tell you what. Don't stand in between a person and their junk wax. It's an Ozzie Smith. You can get cranky. Steve Sachs. All right, trying to hit another Griffey. It's a big set. A lot of cards in this Bowman 89 set. I think there's over 750 for sure. Might be even 800 plus. So when you hit 2 Griffies in a box, you're doing pretty good. At least in my experience. I also have boxes of these for sale. This box came, it's from a seal case, FASC. And I'm selling them for, I think, 60, 65 bucks on my slabs. So if you're interested in picking up a box, and the reason why it's 60, 65 is because I got to pay for the shipping on my slabs. Got to pay to ship it out. But if you're interested in buying a box from me, let me know. I've got 22 boxes left after this one's opened, because the case had 24 boxes in it. So go to myslabs.com, click on wax, and then search for TE2. That's a nice Ripken. See, if PSA prices were down to like $12, $10, $15, you could get some of these 89 Bowman stars. You could get them graded, but not worth it at this point, because if they come back as a 9, you're losing money. And you don't want to make a habit of losing money on slabbed cards. Not a good business strategy. It's not a good strategy in any way. You should want to cut it. What other news? Not a whole lot going on in baseball that I saw. Start of football, of course. It was this past Thursday. And saw Dak Prescott got hurt last night. That's too bad for the Cowboys. He always seems to get dinged up. Got a bad run of luck here, Prescott. I think he's a good player. You know, in fact, I know he's a good player. He's just been injured so much. Well, coming down the home stretch here, burning through these pretty good. So football, yeah. Vikings looked good yesterday. I'm a Packer fan, so I watched the Vikings and the Packers play, and let the Vikings put the whoop on the Packers for sure. Rodgers looked out of sorts. Receivers didn't look like they were running the routes other than Randall Cobb. Didn't look like they knew which routes they were supposed to run, which was pretty frustrating for Rodgers, I'm sure. You could tell in his body language he was not happy. They'll get better, though. That's the thing about young teams, is that they improve. Though the ceiling is higher for a young squad than it is for an older veteran squad. So they will get better as the season progresses. The question is, will they win enough games to make the playoffs in that time period? That's the real question. Saw Baker Mayfield and the Panthers almost won, but got beat by Cleveland at the end of the game there. Yeah, a lot of down to the last field goal. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. That came down to a field goal in overtime. So, but baseball playoffs are coming, so that'll be fun. I'm picking the Dodgers this year. I think it's going to be the Dodgers and the Yankees. That'll be a good World Series. Although Tampa Bay is sneaky good too. Got to keep your eye on Tampa Bay. They sneak up on you. They're a good franchise. I like the way they run their franchise. Do it on kind of a basement budget way. They seem to be one of the few teams that's able to do that. But yeah, I think the Yankees will win their division. I think the Cardinals will win their division. Dodgers, of course, out in the West. All right, got 5 more packs left. So far, we pulled one Griffey, a little off-centered. Hoping to pull one more before we get done here. So you're watching Prime Time with TE2, Rippin' Junk Wax episode, part 1. See if I can tie into some more junk wax later tonight. Tony Gwynn. So Nolan Ryan. It's pretty centered. '89 Bowman. If you're interested in checking out some wax for sale, go to myslabs.com. You can also click the link in the upper right hand corner of this video, the little info link or the little info icon. Click that icon with the eye and it'll take you to the TE2 MySlabs website. MySlabs.com is a collector's platform for buyers and sellers. 1% fee on the buy side, 1% fee on the sell side. Love that platform. I've got 400 slab cards listed along with about 8 different wax items. And I can't say enough good things about myslabs.com as an alternative to eBay. I sell cards on there every week. Last night I sold a 1959 Jim Brown PSA 5 card in a PSA 5 slab. Sold that for $300 earlier last night. Yesterday I sold the Bo Jackson '89 score like I mentioned. Last week on Friday night I sold a 2001 Topps Chrome late edition Albert Pujols for about $425. So you can make sales on my slabs, no doubt. You just got to be patient. They don't do any auctions, which is kind of fun because everything is offer, counter offer. And they also have raw cards on myslabs.com as well. I don't sell any raw cards on myslabs.com, but I know that there are people that do. They sell singles and they sell lots. So if you haven't had a chance to check out myslabs.com, you definitely got to do that. Definitely check out myslabs.com and for sure give TE2 a look because we've got a lot of cards on there. Mark McGuire. So, you know, if PSA was doing $12, $15, $10 bulk submissions, I'd get this graded because I think this is pretty nice. It's a top to bottom a little bit, but the problem is if it comes back as anything other than a 10, at $22 I end up losing money or barely breaking even. And yeah, can't do that. Can't do that. Well, last pack. Hope everybody has a blessed week. Hope your Monday was good to you. And hope you enjoy some football tonight or TV or whatever you're going to watch. The Voice. I know that sometimes I like to watch that program. It's kind of a fun show. There's a Mattingly. See, I think this card in a PSA 10 is $100, a little over $100. That one looks pretty sharp. There's an Alomar. Off-centered though. Looks like we got one Griffey out of this box. That seems to pretty much be the... I think these are hard to pull out of these Bowman '89 boxes. I mean, 36 count packs, 36 packs and 18 cards per pack, 12 picture cards per pack, and you get one per box. That's pretty low insertion rate. So, all right, hope everybody's doing good out there. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment. Keep it positive. Peace out and one love.